welcome to another FIFA 17 style of video that I'm going to be bringing you on my channel today. So today I want to talk about the big debate, and you guys know what that is, and that's always a Messi versus Ronaldo debate. They're both just amazing players, both just, I mean, imagine living in a lifetime where you get to see two gods come up against each other in football and be like on the pitch at the same time, nearly the same age. It's just like a beautiful thing, and some people prefer Messi, some people prefer Ronaldo. It's always back and forth. I'm not gonna even go into who I prefer because I've done that in a video before, and it just causes like hate in the comments. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna go between two things. Mostly what I wanna talk about in this video is this is a FIFA 17. I want to know what you guys think. I'm gonna tell you what I think when it comes to what the ratings of the cards will be for Messi and Ronaldo, who will be higher rated, if they'll be the same, because it's gonna be different, I feel like, this year. I mean, it might not be. It actually, Messi might also end up being still higher rated, but there are some different factors, and the biggest factor that starts that out being is we want to start to talk about is that Messi is no longer in contract with EA. So for like 4 years, Messi was in contract with EA where no player could have a higher rated card than him. The next, I think actually the legend Pele was the 95, so I don't know how that worked. I think it's because it was a legend. But no other player could have a higher rated card than him. He had to be the highest rated one, and then he was on the cover of the titles, and they did all the stuff like related around Messi. Now I kind of feel like that went a little sketch, like they didn't renew it, because obviously he was on trial for not paying his taxes, which was in Spain, which I wanted to do like an entire video on almost. Like it happened whenever I went to New York, whenever he got convicted. He's a convicted felon, if I'm not mistaken, or he at least got convicted. Would that make you, I don't know, it depends on the laws that are, I don't know Spain's laws. You guys can let me know if you're from Spain, but he got convicted for not paying his taxes, as well as his father, if I'm not mistaken. But because it was less than like 24 months, he didn't have to serve time, which is just beyond me. Beyond me. Like if I was in the United States of America, or maybe in your country, I don't know how your taxes work, if I decided not to pay like $50 million worth of taxes, I'd be in prison for like 5 years. It might be, at that type of money, like the kind of money he makes, it might be one of those like high dollar prisons where I pretty much just play tennis all day, but I'd be in prison. I'd be locked up behind bars. Like there's nothing that was gonna probably get me out of that. You're going to prison. But they had some kind of law that worked there, or something happened where he's not gonna have to have jail time, but he's still convicted of a crime. And so since he's convicted of a crime, I don't think EA can really like associate. I know they'd love to. He's amazing. He's Messi. He's an awesome player, and he's not a bad guy. I wouldn't say he's a bad guy, but he just made some very poor judgments, and he ended up not being able to get out of those poor judgments. Just pay your taxes. I mean, they suck. They do go towards good things, though, at least in the United States. They go towards Medicaid, welfare, all those things that some people actually need. So it's good, Social Security, but they are a pain in the butt. But pay your taxes. That's like the first thing. That's the first thing you need to know, especially if it's that much. If you make that much money, they're gonna know. They're not gonna notice that $50 million didn't show up. Anyway, so Messi convicted. Obviously EA is not going to re-sign that, so they don't have that. And so usually that's what kept, I don't say, that might not be what kept Ronaldo from being a high rated card, because he might not have played as well some years or others, but Messi had that. But that is a big reason why Messi is always like the higher rated card. So this year it could be back and forth, it could be different. Now you guys can tell me, I've been like reading and seeing things there's no ratings out, no player ratings will come out until I think September or around Gamescom or something like that, probably Gamescom. So that'll be the end of August. That's when the player ratings will come out. That's when we will be able to see if Ronaldo's the same rating as Messi, or if he is higher rated. I kind of highly doubt that. Or if he's lower rated than this year. And so I kind of wanted to go over some of the statistics that I saw, because I was reading up on them. They don't include, here recently, they don't include, Ronaldo was in the Euros, and then the Copa stats for Messi. They're not included in this, but this is for like their leagues, and then Messi was like in all these other tournaments. He's in like tons. As to where Ronaldo just did the Champions League, and then he did BBVA. So going through the stats, throughout the entire year, Ronaldo had 48 appearances, or this is 15 to 16, so this is the year 15/16. He had 48 appearances, 51 overall goals, and 15 assists. Not to mention he's Ronaldo. He like smashed it. You guys saw it whenever he was doing the Euros, because Portugal spent half of their time in penalties or in extra play. He smashed it when it came to penalties. He did play a ton this year. He had a few injury problems, especially now. I think he's out until like August 11th currently, so he's injured. I don't know if he tore something in his knee. I forget what it is. Something that has to do with like a leg injury. And he had some other injuries throughout the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken, so he didn't really get to do too much I mean, he did stuff, but he ended up getting injured a couple of times in the Champions League or having problems in matches. He ended up like hurting his knee, or something ended up happening where he hurt his knee. He had like a big year though, because he ends up going to the Champions League final and winning it. Now it did go into penalties, but he smashed his penalty. So he won a Champions League final this year. And then on top of that, he did go out very early, like the 26th minute in the Euros. But then on top of that, he helped lead Portugal. Although Portugal had a lot of amazing players, Quaresma, Nani, Pepe, all the guys played really well. He helped lead Portugal with his coaching and his playing and his assist and his love for the game. He helped lead them to the final of the Euros, and he won it. Well, they won it, but I mean, he got the trophy. So he's got the trophy in his name. He was a part of the game, at least. He was a part of the whole ride to it, but he was a part of the game. In the entire Euros, he did only have 3 goals. Portugal did not score that many goals. The way they won that was crazy. They were very defensive, but he also had 2 assists, so it wasn't like too crazy. But if you look at the stats for Messi from Copa, he did better than that, obviously, but it wasn't like too much more crazy than that. And looking at Messi, he had 49 appearances this year, only 41 goals. Only 41. No, that's a lot. He had 41. But then on top of that, he had 26 assists. I mean, he assists. He's like the overall team player. He assists, he has the goals, he does everything. He's Messi. He's amazing, and that's why he's always been the highest rated card on top of the contract they had. A lot of times he deserves to be that highest rated card. He won the Ballon d'Or. He is Messi. So you'd imagine this has been a great year for him. And in the Copa, he got 5 goals. 5 goals and 4 assists just in that alone. He did, okay, some of those goals I can say were against the United States, and we were great. We got to the quarterfinals. It was amazing for us. We hadn't been since like 1996 or something like that. It was a long time, but he did get some of those goals and assists against us. But that doesn't take away from him, because, you know, maybe Portugal had the same thing go on in the Euros, although I think they played some pretty amazing teams and did well against them. But then he went into the final. He went into the Copa final, and he lost to Alexis Sanchez in the boys in penalties. And it wasn't just like, oh, he made his penalty and someone screwed up for the team. He aired that thing. He aired that thing. He's Messi. He's supposed to have a head on his shoulders to where anything like this can just not bring him down. And on top of that, after that happened, he retired from international football. He's not playing for his country anymore, or so he says. But I can imagine when things come up, when it comes time for the World Cup and stuff like that. I mean, at that time, I think he was really upset. He was probably very upset with himself because he missed that and they went on to lose. But I think when the time comes and it gets to like the World Cup, he might end up coming back, because Argentina was like amazing. I thought that they were gonna win that match. They were playing so well, but Chile came out and just owned it. Like, they just let them have it. It was so close. And I mean, the whole time I thought, oh, I guess it was back and forth, to be honest. I thought Chile had some like amazing attempts. Obviously, Argentina did as well. Chile comes out on top, so Messi does not get that for his team, as to where Ronaldo does. He has the trophy, he holds it up at the end of the year. So there's a lot of different like contributing factors that go on here. There's other things that you have to look at when you're looking at these players. Ronaldo's 31 years old, and whenever I notice a lot of times on FIFA, when players start getting to like an older age, they start to like decrease them in pace in some of their stats, which I don't know if they're gonna do with Ronaldo. Like, I don't know if sometimes they say, I think there was like rumors at one point that he could possibly retire in the MLS, which I highly doubt will ever happen. But if he did, I'd be really happy. And if he wants to come to FC Dallas, I'd be very, very happy. But you never know. So they say that that could happen or whatever. And I can even imagine him being like retired and coming over. No, that's not retired. We're not the retirement league, okay? But they leave and they come over and they spend like their last few years of football here. Some of the older players do. And so if he did that, I still feel like he'd be like FC Dallas 92 rated card. Like, I don't think that they can take him down just because he does so well. And he's just an amazing player. Same thing with Messi. If he came over here, like, they just give him the 93 again. Just go ahead and do it. They don't care. But he's 29, so he's still got a little bit more pep in his step. I'd say he's a little younger. Still got that going for him. They might not decrease some of his stats because of that. But when you look at the range of things, I know that there's a lot of other different stats that come together that create the player rating of the player. This year, I personally think that they should be the same rating. Like, if you compare their stats side by side and how well both of them played this year, even though Messi won the Ballon d'Or, even though Ronaldo could have won the Ballon d'Or, I think that they should actually be the same rating. And maybe, I guess they started him out as like a 93 last year and Ronaldo was a 92. So I don't know how, I feel like every year it might go up a little bit, but maybe I'm just crazy on that. Maybe start them both as a 93 don't think that they should start as a 94 rated. Start them both as a 93 and like try to go from there. Besides that, I don't find another player that should be higher rated than them. Obviously, there's some. I'm gonna wait until the ratings come out. I am not made to make predictions on that because I watch football, but I'm not as in detail as that. Like, I don't pay attention to every step and every move, although I should. And I think I'm going to a lot more this year. This year, I live in this house, which you can see behind me. I forgot to even tell you. I'm in my new house. My background is gonna change a lot. You're gonna see this, like, I have this gray wall. You're gonna see a bunch of stuff back there that will actually change. There'll be shelves and like jerseys and stuff like that. But I have internet that is out of this world right now. I'm not even kidding. I literally have 1,000 megabytes per second download and 1,000 megabytes per second upload. Now, whenever I lived in the other one, this is not an excuse. I was just bad at FIFA 16. I can say that, but I lagged a lot, like uncontrollably almost every game. It was really hard for me to do anything. I'm gonna play my first game in like 20 minutes at this house just to see how it goes. I think that I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna do better at FIFA 17 for you guys, for myself, for everything. Like, I've every year, at least, in every other FIFA, I've gotten to Division 1 and been able to win it, but this year, it's not even possible. I can't get past Division 3, I think is what it is. So it's been pretty sad, pretty upset with myself about it, you know, but there's nothing I could do to get better. Like, the times that I did, there was at one point when I found out, like, oh, this is what's wrong, this is how I'm gonna play the game. Then EA went and changed the game, so there's not much I can do about that. So I feel like I'm gonna do better in that one, but in that one, in FIFA 17, I just have a feeling that this year will be the year that they're the same rating. Now, I want to know what you guys have to say about that. Do you guys think that they're going to be the same rating? Do you think that Messi will continue to have a higher one? Do you think anybody else deserves to be higher than them? I know I definitely don't think that anyone else does deserve to be higher than them, at least at this moment. I don't think so, but I'm very curious to see how this is gonna happen, and it's coming soon, guys. Like, what is it? It's the 15th. Whenever I make this, you're obviously gonna get it when? You're gonna get like on the 22nd, which in September, by the way, when the game comes out, unless FES will renew my contract, which I don't know if they're going to do. That's up to them totally. At that point, if that doesn't happen, then we're doing like videos the day. Like, the day I make the video, it either goes live the next day or the day of, so it should be really exciting. But in my heart of hearts, putting them side by side, they're obviously both amazing. I think they both should be really high rated in the game. I think they should be the same rating. I think they're going to be, and I kind of think they should be. Let me know what you guys have to say about that. That's gonna be it for this video. If you guys are enjoying these videos where I do this different stuff for FIFA 17, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Put some comments down there below if you want to see some other stuff, maybe like what you want to see my teams for FIFA 17, or if you want to see some more drafts, if you want me to go back in the FIFA 16 and do some drafts and stuff like that, let me know, because I've been putting out some FIFA videos and they've been kind of, FIFA 16, it seems like it died off a lot quicker than the rest of the games, which it happens, things like that happen, but let me know that. I'll also be doing a lot of IRL videos leading up to FIFA 17. I can't wait. I can't wait till Gamescom. I'm going to Gamescom. If you're gonna be there, definitely hit me up with that. But that's gonna be it for this video, and until next time, see you guys later.